Do you not know how to play Katars? Do you want to learn to play Katars? Well, you came to the right place, friend. Alright, I will put timestamps down in the description, but first things first, let's talk about how to set up training mode if you don't normally use it. So you want to bring up the training menu here and switch it over at the top to bot settings. You can change the control to the bot and move them right to the center if you want. And you got to change it back to control mode player to control yourself. And what we're going to be turning on is damage reset and position reset. So now, and we're going to use timed mode for position reset. You can use timed or when grounded. So now after we hit Bodvar, it'll give it a few seconds and it'll just go right back to where he was and all the damage will go away. So this will let you practice the combo over and over again. Just rapid fire. It's the easiest way to build the muscle memory. And also, I recommend turning on show stun when you're practicing combos. The reason for this is if you try and input an attack too early, like right there, you see that Asuri glows that gold color. That means I'm trying to do my downlight too soon. Alright, now that we're all set up, we are ready to talk combos. We're going to talk side light, downlight first. That's side light dash downlight. You have to do a dash or the combo won't work. So if you're not used to doing dash in combos, you have to hold down when you press the dash button. And that's how you get a dash. Otherwise, you'll get a chase dodge. If you hold forward, so hold down to get the dash instead of a chase dodge. If you use chase dodge in this combo, you won't be able to get it to work. You'll either go too far or you'll have a slight delay. It's faster to use the dash, and plus you get to keep your dodge then. So, of course, it's better. There are a few other combos that work that way. So it's pretty important to be able to do dash combos, especially if you're going to play the Katars. So another good thing to know when you're learning this, if you get this, if this is what it looks like when you try and do it, that means you are pressing attack before you press dash. So you can press both the buttons on the exact same frame. Like if you press dash and light attack together, you'll get the dash attack. But you can also press the dash button a little bit before the attack. So you're trying to press them as close together as possible, but make sure that you're not pressing the attack button first. If you are, it'll look like that. So important to know. Now the other side light combo is side light NLight. This is more damage specific, and side light downlight is also in a way damage specific. Once they get extremely hurt, it'll stop working, but you shouldn't be taking people to that high damage in their stocks, except for in really rare situations. But let's talk about side light, neutral light. So at low damage, that's all it is, side light, neutral light. But once we get a little bit of damage onto Bodvar, so the side light, neutral light stops being a combo, and we have to add in a dash to make that work. There we went a little far. So there you see an example of it. And the last essential combo we're going to look at is down air, down light. You got to space this properly. If you hit it too short, you won't be able to get it to combo. Also, it's damage dependent, so it works pretty easily at 0, but it will work all the way up to like light orange. About 80 is the highest damage we can put Bodvar on and still make this work. You'll notice that the down air knocks him back farther, so we didn't space that one good enough. We didn't even space that one good enough. We got to hit him pretty deep for that to combo, but you can still get that at orange. So down air, down light. And just so you know, Katars do have other situational combos and stuff that's not that useful that I'm just not going to go over every little thing they do. But even things like side air, down light can work at very low damages. So It's good to know that, but that's not a practical tool you're going to be using a lot, especially if you're just learning the weapon. You don't want to be fishing for side airs in neutral at 0 damage. That's not the way to learn Katars. Alright, now we're going to be on to the fun stuff, the Katar strings. We'll start off with neutral light. So neutral light will string into down light, and yeah, you can get a 1 frame gap there, and as long as it's 3 or less, they can't even jump out of it. So that's an option where all they can do is dodge. If you hit them with NLight and then you follow up with downlight, they have to dodge or they're eating the downlight. So neutral light also strings into recovery, which is going to be a KO option for you on the Katars. Since none of your combos lead to a KO on their own, you have to find it through a string or making the other person burn a dodge, reading their dodge. But anyway, neutral light, recovery, and you can actually get that as tight as 5 frames. But let's crank the damage up on Bodvar here real quick, just so we can see this as a KO option. And there's the 5 frames, and my, he lived. And there we go. So those are the 2 really important options out of NLight. You can do a DLight, or you can do a recovery to try and end a stock. So downlight also will string into a recovery. So either neutral light or downlight can lead to a KO. And if you're looking for damage instead of a knockout, downlight can lead into down air. We got 4 frames there, but I believe that this can be 3. I think my spacing's just bad. Let me try one more time. There it is, 3 frames. And so a big part of what makes downlight down air appealing is the loop potential. If you catch someone trying to dodge away from you with a down air, or if you're playing against somebody who just outright won't dodge, you can do your combo and then loop it with down air. So that's good to know that that can happen. It's not something you're really going to get against a player who knows what they're doing. They're going to dodge away, but what we'll talk about coming up here is how to deal with those dodges. Alright, so let's talk dodge punishes. When you do side light, down light, one of the most common things people will do, especially at low matchmaking, at higher levels of play, people are aware of how risky this can be, but a really common panic dodge is to just go back in towards the stage. So if we're knocking Bodvar away towards the right, a lot of times people will dodge into the left. What you can do is a gravity canceled side light to catch that dodge. See, it looks just like that. And even though we're gravity canceling that side light, it'll still combo into our dash down light. So that'll look like this. And I actually did that slow. There was that 4 frame dodge window, so let's get a better one. Alright, and my DAir had 7 frames, as we know that should be a lot faster too. But the point being that you can catch their dodge, and if you do the dash downlight following the gravity canceled side light, so after you get that, your dash downlight, if you do that so it's a true combo, you can stop them from ever touching the ground, and that makes it take longer for their dodge to come up. And that lets you get away with all kinds of stuff. I just straight up whiffed the bot. I don't want to talk about it. I did it again, huh? So let's talk about some of the other dodge options out of side light, down light. So if you side light, dash down light, what else could people do? If they do opt to dodge off the stage, or neutral dodge, or dodge like down in any direction, you can just wait after your downlight and see if they go one of those ways, and if they do, you can punish it on reaction. Like if they try and go off stage, you can do something like that. And again, if they go, say, neutral, you can do something like that. It's the same deal if they go down. I mean, I think that you guys are... Oh, geez, I missed my combo. I think that you guys see the point. And he still don't have his dodge back there, so... Yeah, we can get big punishes on any of those directions. Any of the down, neutral, or towards off stage. And we also saw what we can do if they dodge like in towards the stage. So if they dodge up, that's the one thing left. Alright, so the upward dodges can be beaten with recoveries or gravity canceled down lights. So what I'm doing there when I do the gravity cancel is I'm pivoting. So I'm holding down and the direction opposite I'm facing to turn around while I do that down light. And if he dodges straight up, that is what I have to do to get him. So if he dodges straight away from me, I don't have to pivot. But if I'm this way, that's not going to work. Instead, I can just recovery the opposite direction. And if he goes straight up, we can also catch him with a recovery that way. So when they're at lower damages, you can recovery. And you notice, like you saw how close I stayed to him. So you can try and get a punish following that. Or you can, like I said, do the down light and chase that way. Alright, when you get people to the more extreme damages and you want to KO, like, obviously we already talked about something like NLight recovery as a KO string. They're going to dodge away from your NLights and your DLights. But what you can do is slightly adjust your timing and spacing to catch them anyway. And this is really easy if they dodge like that way over top of you. All you have to do is a slow pivot and you catch them. Like in that situation where Bodvar's dodging away. Oh, I messed that one up, but you get the idea. Just follow him and punish that. And it's easy to go into training mode and look at the different up options. Like if they're dodging upwards, they can only go up, up, left, or up, right. It's only 3 places they can end up, right? And so straight dodge up still just gets eaten by the normal string. So if you were just going for your NLight recovery string and, you know, thinking that they might not dodge, even if they dodge straight up, you still got them. So it's also good to know that when you're playing against Katars, if you're at that kind of health and you eat an NLight, you probably don't want to dodge straight up. Alright, so now that we learned a bunch of combos and strings, let's talk about how to actually use them in a game. How do you actually find these on a real opponent? So the side light starter is really good. That's what we want. But the hitbox on this move is pretty bad, right? You got to be really close to him. Basically, every weapon is easily outranging Katars. So to land the side light against a competent player, a lot of times you're going to have to make them whiff. So you can do that by feigning aggression, like kind of stepping in and dashing back, and then punishing a whiff with side light. You can do the same thing kind of by jumping in and moving around, go in and out. You can also wait for them to approach you. So if someone's coming at you from the air, for a really telegraphed aerial attack, you can just spot dodge that and punish with side light. You can also keep pressure up by attacking from the air. We know that we have our down air approach, which will combo into down light. And from there we can do all kinds of strings or try and get a dodge read. And it is important to know that down air is pretty risky. Like, this is committal. If you whiff that or if they spot dodge, you're going to eat a big punish. You're going to eat like their optimal combo. So a way to keep yourself safer is, instead of always committing with down air, throw a lot of neutral airs out, right? Neutral air is super low committal. The damage isn't high, but you can get some things off of it. And like I said, it's safe. If you miss a neutral air, you still, right? You have so much time. But if you miss a down air, you're gonna get spanked. Alright, and this is gonna bring us up just to the end of the video. We're gonna talk a little bit about off stage. So Katars are ridiculous off stage. The biggest mistake I see any new Katar player make is that they rely on ground pound too much. It's a solid ground pound, but what makes it good is the entirety of Katar's kit, right? So we have the side air, which spikes people downward. We have down air, which drags people down and keeps you right on top of them. So after a down air, you can either neutral air them, or you can side air them just like that. Also, moves like side light can drag people off the stage like we're seeing. And I was doing it with DLight earlier. Katars are just really, really good at taking their opponent off stage. Alright, and that's gonna be everything for the guide. This should be everything you need to play Katars at a reasonably respectable level.